Good morning, Sunita.
Good morning.
It is a great pleasure to welcome you to the Sales Women Mentoring Talk Show. And this is a series of talk shows we do with women leaders and coaches in order to enable the women of our community to benefit from the learnings and the journeys of the coaches and the sales experts. So I would like to welcome you here with your brief introduction for the benefit of our members. So Sunita is a mindset analyst. She's done her MSc in computers. She's a Microsoft certified professional with more than 15 years of teaching and administrative experience. She has been an IELTS trainer. She's also an NLP practitioner and motivational speaker. She has 7 years of experience in sales. Very interesting, since this is a community focused towards women in sales. So she's been in sales as an insurance and investment advisor. And now she is a Mindsight analyst, helping young minds to develop their mindsight skills so that they can realize their dreams. So I hope I've been able to cover all the things you do, Sunita. Welcome once again. You're welcome. For those who do not know about Sales Women Mentoring, it is a community to enable, encourage, and mentor women to succeed and lead in sales. And why do we have a community, especially for women to succeed in sales? That's because sales is required in every aspect of life. So whether you are a coach or whether you're a consultant or an entrepreneur or even a corporate professional, you require to sell your ideas, your products and your services, and most importantly, to sell your personal brand so that people can see you as a person who is adding value to their lives. So with this objective in mind, we've started Sales Women Mentoring, which is especially for women. And our mission is to impact 1 lakh women and help them succeed and lead in sales. This we do through our community of mentors and sales experts who are there to guide and advise these young women on their journey towards success. And Sunita is, of course, one of the mentors and the experts on our community. So with this brief introduction of Sales Women Mentoring, we can start on Sunita's very, very interesting career choice, which is that of a Mindsight analyst. It took me quite a long time to get the word right, but I think I've got it right. So Sunita, would you like to tell us more about what exactly is a Mindsight analyst?
So before I answer your question, I would like to thank you for such a wonderful introduction. And I also want to congratulate you, the kind of work which you are doing for women in sales, which it is commendable. I mean, bringing all women together in one platform, it's not a cakewalk. And of course, there are a lot of challenges which you are facing, but I'm sure you're going to come there as a winner. And we women in sales will help you out in and out in your endeavor. So thank you so much for that. Okay, so coming to your question, like Mindsight analyst. Yes, a lot of people ask me, what is this Mindsight? So first, let me explain you who analyst is. Analyst is a person who gathers, interprets, and use information to develop processes, and then he delivers the information to stakeholders. See, right. It's like we say eyesight now means that the ability of a person to see. Right. So same way, it's Mindsight, the ability of a person to think. When we say that person is a visionary or he was a visionary does not mean that he has a good vision. Vision in the sense, it's not related to eyesight. It is related to the person who thinks about the future in a creative and imaginative way. He's a person who is ahead of his time. Right. So I deal with teenagers, helping them to develop their mindset so that they can think beyond about their future with the right mindset. And for this, I run webinars and different programs.
So very interesting that you've chosen to work with young people, because I feel that if you shape young minds, you shape the future. So really good work you're doing. And moving on to the second question. So you talk about habits and how habits shape our lives, and are habits linked to happiness? What is your view?
Well, it depends what kind of habit you have. Like if you have a good habit, yes, you feel happy, and vice versa. Happiness is a byproduct of your thoughts, and habits are repetition of an action. So right. Habit is not linked directly to happiness. They work as an anchor to create happiness or sadness.
Right. So are you saying that when you said habits work as an anchor, so the right habits lead to happiness and the wrong habits lead to unhappiness? Is that what you're saying, if I understand correctly?
Yes, of course. If you have a bad habit of smoking, drinking,
Right.
giving stress, so you feel unhappy about it. Yes, absolutely.
Right. So is it possible to overcome your bad habits and learn new habits?
Very good question, Chitra. Yes, it is very much possible. There are different steps. First step is, first you have to understand why you have developed a bad habit, right? So most of our bad habits are caused by two things. One is the stress and another is boredom. So everything from biting your nails to overspending to drinking or to wasting your time on internet can be a response to stress or boredom, right?
Right.
So but it does not have to be that way. You can teach yourself new and healthy ways to deal with it. Or for this, you have to recognize the root cause of your bad habits to overcome them. Like, are there certain beliefs or reasons that are behind the bad habits? Is there something deeper, a fear, an event, or a limiting belief? So first, you have to understand why you have developed a bad habit. This is the first step. Second step would be, you don't eliminate a bad habit, you replace it, right? See, all the bad habits that you have right now, whether they are good or bad, they are there for a reason. In some way, these habits provide benefits to you, or they are bad to you in another way. So for example, opening your email inbox. As soon as you turn on your computer, it makes you feel connected. So at the same time, looking at all those emails destroys your productivity, or divides your attention, and or overwhelms you with the work or stress. So, but it prevents you from feeling like you are missing out, and so you do it again. So,
Right.
because bad habits provide some type of benefits in your life, it is difficult to simply eliminate them. So instead, you need to replace a bad habit with a new habit that provides a similar benefit. So
That's right.
yeah, so this is
So,
the, yeah.
like you were talking about the email example, right?
Mhm.
So how do you get rid of that and replace it with something else or reduce that habit?
Right, I'm coming to that. How to break a bad habit now, right?
Right.
So you have to choose a substitute for your bad habit. Like, you need to have a plan ahead of time for how you will respond when you face the stress or boredom that prompts you to your bad habit, right? So what you're going to do is, when you get, let's say, urge to binge unhealthy food, and you don't want to do that, but so when you're getting that urge, you start breathing. You will say, you'll take 3 deep breaths. Or what you're going to do when Facebook is calling you to, surf. So example is, you write a sentence. So whatever it is, whatever you are dealing with, you need to have a plan for what you instead do, of your bad habits.
Right. So you replace it with something which is more productive.
Yes.
And then you distract yourself from the bad habit, and then slowly it becomes a kind of part of your life, and you move towards the more productive and good habits, so called, than the bad ones, right?
Absolutely. And you can cut as many triggers as possible. Like, if the first thing you do when you sit on the couch, so what generally we do, we pick up the remote. If you have the habit of doing that, then
Absolutely.
hide the remote in a closet in a different room. You will
Right.
not, right.
Make it more difficult for you to access.
Yes.
Right.
You can also surround yourself with people who live the way you want to live.
Right.
Yes, you can have the people, because they say that you are the sum total of 5 people you are surrounded with. So
yes, I was about
important
to say that. Absolutely right. Very important point you brought about, that the people you surround yourself with, you imbibe their habits and you imbibe their values and approach towards life. You surround yourself with people you want to be like, and
Yes.
definitely you will become a more productive and happy person.
Absolutely.
Interesting perspective. So we will move on to the next question, which is that often in work and in life, we find that we procrastinate, we delay when it comes to important assignments. We know that it is important to do that, but yet we delay on that. So what is your advice to people who delay or procrastinate?
Yeah. See, again, procrastination is a habit, right? And there are many reasons why people procrastinate. They procrastinate because they are afraid of failing. Some people procrastinate because they feel negative about it, or they feel overwhelmed with the work. So, what are the different ways? First tip I would like to give to everyone is like, get organized, schedule your work. You are
Right.
more likely to procrastinate if you don't have a set plan or idea for completing your work. Another thing, eliminate distractions. As I already said, phones, social media, notifications. Then you can prioritize your work. Which one is important? Which one is urgent? Which one is important but not urgent? For this, you can see Eisenhower matrix. It's a very good matrix for prioritizing your work. You can set goals, short-term goals, long-term goals, daily goals, monthly goals, then set deadlines. After setting your goals, you have to set deadlines. Like today, I have to finish this work from so and so time. Otherwise, you'll keep on procrastinating. We keep on procrastinating things, and we are very good at it. Each one of us, me also, everyone. So we have to set our deadlines for that. We have to take a break also. Sometimes we think that, nahi, aaj to ye kaam khatam karke hi hum uthenge. But no, it does not happen like that. What happens is we work in a stress. Most of the time it has happened, I have planned something for myself कि कल मैंने ये काम करना ही है, and I'm continuously doing, वो थोड़ा सा काम रह जाता है, so वो कभी होता ही नहीं है, because I have not set the targets for myself, the deadlines. No, I have to finish that work between 10 to 12, and then I have to take a break. So it is very important to take a break.
Right.
Then reward yourself. Once the task is complete, you have to reward yourself. You can binge, you can go out, you can watch a movie, you can dance, or whatever you feel like. And the last is hold yourself accountable, because we are very good in blaming others. Ki ye nahi ho paya because so and so thing happened, wo aa gaya, phone aa gaya, things like that. So, but if something is not happening in your life, the onus is on you, not to anyone else.
Quite interesting. So if I were to summarize, you need to plan and schedule your time. You need to remove the distractions. You need to have your deadlines right. You need to reward yourself. And what was the last point which you had mentioned?
Hold yourself accountable.
Right. I think that was the most important part of it, because often we kind of make excuses. And that is why we let things slide or slip, which is the reason for not getting things done on time, leading to more stress and leading to more bad habits. So I think it's a vicious cycle.
Yes.
Important tips. Right.
Absolutely.
Right. So, what are some of the common misconceptions people have about mindset?
Okay, very interesting. See, first we have to understand that there are two types of mindset. One is a fixed mindset, and one is the growth mindset. And these are self-explanatory. People mistakenly believe that either they have a growth mindset or they have a fixed mindset, but we shift back and forth between the two. Everyone has both the mindsets. A person can hold a growth mindset in one area of the life, as well as the fixed mindset in another area. Just because a person might have a fixed mindset does not mean that they're stuck with it forever. A growth mindset can be developed. We can train our mind to adopt any kind of mindset. So this is the first myth, that people have either they have fixed mindset or they have growth. No, they have both the mindsets.
So the second myth can move. People can move between mindsets.
Absolutely. Okay. Move, and they have, you can see your example as well. When you behave in a differently in a certain situation, you have fixed mindset ki aaj mujhe mandir jana hi hai, but in the other you don't believe to do certain task. So you have growth mindset in one area and you have fixed mindset in another area.
Right.
And the second myth is having a growth mindset means always being positive. No, it is not that. See, being oriented towards growth and development is not about having a Pollyanna can do attitude always. It's we need to acknowledge our limitations, challenges, and obstacles. So, this is the second myth. The third myth is like you can't be successful in a fixed mindset. It is a very common, myth which people have, but this is absolutely wrong. People can be successful in a fixed mindset. It all depends upon your definition of success, right? See, people with fixed mindset often measure their success based on the outcome, based on outperforming their competition.
Right.
On the other hand, in the growth mindset, success is often measured in personal improvement. Since
That's right.
the people with this mindset are competing with themselves, so instead of competition, their experience more prolonged, they experience more prolonged confidence and success.
Right. That's because they always see themselves improving. With respect to yesterday, I'm a better person today, or I have improved today. Whereas if you start measuring yourself by the yardsticks of other people's success, you will always see people who are more successful than you. So you are right that it is very important to have both mindsets, because sometimes it is important to measure what's happening around you and have the goal of achieving something. That's where you will probably need the fixed mindset and be observing what is happening around you in order to do better. But at other times, it is necessary to have a kind of growth mindset where you believe that, yes, I should be better today than I was yesterday. And that is progress. I don't need to be perfect all the time. I need to make progress every day. So both are equally important for success and happiness. And since we are talking specifically about a community for women to succeed in sales, do you think that women tend to have limiting beliefs and we underestimate ourselves a lot?
No, I don't think so. Women have a limiting belief. See, gone were the days when women used to think that they are not good enough. I think men have a limiting belief when they talk about women empowerment, because women is already empowered.
Absolutely.
See our goddess Lakshmi, Parvati, Durga, Kali, our the Mother Earth, Bhumi, and our icons like Mary Kom, PV Sindhu, Mithali Raj, or Indira Gandhi for that matter. So do you think that they have or they had a limiting belief? So no. It's nothing to do with gender. It's your perception about yourself.
That's right. That's right. The more we believe that we cannot do it, we convince ourselves that we cannot do it. So what the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. That we all know. Absolutely. And I think that women need to get beyond this, this will limit me, or that is an obstacle, beyond that, to seeing how best they can use their strengths and move forward. If we are going to wait for someone else to come and give us power or empower us, so-called, good word you use there, that you cannot be empowered, you cannot be given power, right? We already have it within us. It is up to us to harness it and then release it and leverage it to realize our full potential. Absolutely. Well said.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because I hate when somebody says women empowerment. Why women empowerment? Yeah, right. Women are already empowered.
That's right. You're absolutely right. So as a mindset analyst, what gives you most fulfillment and satisfaction?
See, I feel very happy and satisfied when a child, a teenager sees another perspective of his or her activities and formulates a new habit to succeed. So this is something which gives me satisfaction. And you have asked once, so this is something like when they actually, think beyond what other people are thinking, they start measuring their success, they start visualizing, they start becoming visionary. So that gives me satisfaction.
Right. So working with young minds and helping them move towards success in life, it's really very satisfying. And one last question. Again, what mindset techniques would you like to give to women in sales so that they can succeed and lead?
Yeah. So firstly, I want to congratulate and compliment to all the women who take up sales as a profession for the simple reason because they have got over their limiting beliefs that it is not for them. It is very demanding, lot of
Right.
travels and meeting different kind of people and so on. So I
Right.
want to compliment,
Thank you so
including
much.
Chitra.
Including you yourself.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. And see, few mindset techniques which I want to share with them is first is prepare yourself. You are going to hear no a lot. So one of my manager used to say, every sale starts with no. People say no for all kinds of reasons. And so when you hear no, just transform it in your mind to not yet, and then start to think about how you will convince them. See, over time, as you gain hands-on experience and industry knowledge, you'll start hearing yes more often, because but those yeses still be won't be that outnumbers as compared to no's. So
Yes.
this is my first tip. My second tip is that don't dwell on past failures. Possibly one of the hardest thing to overcome is believing that what has happened in your past pitch won't affect what happens in the next. See, we all have bad days. So when this happens, it's too easy to bring this negativity and disappointment to your next pitch. But
Right.
don't do that. So if you start thinking this client won't care or they won't sign a deal with me, this is a waste of time, just like the past presentation. So just stop doing that. Remember, every single prospect is unique, and every single client, they prioritize things differently. So, and if you judge a client before even you met them, so you are more likely to ruin your chances of securing a deal. So
Right.
this is the second tip. And the third tip is focus on process over results. Like, it is
Absolutely.
very tempting to think that I have got to make a sales today, but this is a misguided approach. The
Right.
best way to create a winning mindset and tackle sales is to understand that results come with adherence to a well structured process. In other words, I would say that you should focus on what you can control, not what you can't. So you cannot force a client to purchase your product. So in sales, I mean, sales is all about the law of numbers. So you have to think long term. If you do, you will eventually be able to predict your results and have a better understanding of what you expect.
Right. Your last part was said like a complete sales expert. In fact, I always, that is my one of my favorite tips, which I keep giving, that process over results. Results will follow if you if you follow the right process, right? So they are just like a byproduct of the right process. And only the right process gives you consistency and predictability in terms of results. Very well said. In fact, you took the words right from my mouth and put them there. And the other two, just to summarize for the benefit of those people listening, is you said prepare yourself for a no, but always have a plan B. And the last point, which you mentioned as the second, of course, is don't dwell on your failures. So as a salesperson, we should be used to listening to no's, because only 25% of our prospects get converted, which means the remaining 75% are going to say no. But a no is not necessarily bad. It could be an opportunity for talking to the customer, for connecting and engaging, and then finally seeing that the door will open one fine day. It could be a no today, but there could be always be an opportunity to engage with the same customer in the future. So a no is not always bad. Really important tips and really interesting conversation, especially the last part and the beginning where you talked about Mindsight, which kind of opened my eyes. And you also mentioned that Mindsight is like eyesight, right? Eyesight helps you to see, and Mindsight helps you to see inside your mind and then get over your barriers, which leads towards, or your bad habits, which lead towards success and happiness. If you can overcome your bad habits and move towards success and happiness, obviously you're going to be fulfilled and satisfied as a person. So great,
Absolutely.
lovely that you could spare the time, and
Thank you so much.
very nice conversation today. So thank you for your time, and
Oh, thank you so much, Chitra. Thank you for this opportunity, and have a great day, and all the
same
best to everyone.
pleasure having you here. Thank you,
Thank
Sunita.
you. Same
Bye
here.
bye.
Bye. Bye. See you.